Good afternoon, Southern California. I'm John Baldwin with John Hart Real Estate, and today is January 10th, 2022. What I want to touch on today is the CNBC article in front of you, talking about how mortgage rates jumped today. They jumped significantly. They're up to about 3.64% average. The spike actually started last week with rates ending at like 3.5% on Friday. They were 3.2-ish on Monday last week. So, that's a pretty big jump in a week. So, but the reasoning, I think, why did rates jump, I think is more interesting than actually where they are, because we're still pretty close to historical lows. When interest rates rise, obviously your cost for the same amount of money rises also. So they use an example in the article of a $350,000 purchase price with a 20% down. And because of the higher interest rate, you're going to pay about $125 more on your mortgage than you would have previously. So, I mean, we can extrapolate, if you go, double and triple those numbers. So if we're going up to say, 700,000, you're looking at roughly $250 a month more in payment. If you're going up to, $1,050,000, you're about, $375 more in payment every month. So I'm just doubling and tripling that 125. But, I think the reasoning is more important than the actual numbers here. And this is something I talked about in the Barry Habib video and a couple other videos, where lenders try to get out in front of what the Fed is doing. So when the Fed does something like they did last week, where they basically announce, hey, this is what we're doing, the lenders jump and they get out ahead of it. So let's read the article. The real jump happened midweek when the Federal Reserve announced it would offload mortgage-backed bonds from its balance sheet sooner than expected. So what does this mean? They're going to taper their purchase and they're going to get all those mortgages off of their books faster than they had told everybody previously. So they're basically accelerating things. So lenders went, oh, we got to get out ahead of our cost of money is about to go up. So we need to increase our interest rates so that we're out in front of it. We can get all our pricing done in front of it and that kind of thing. The other thing here is that next sentence here. Bond yields also rose on news that the coronavirus Omicron variant could spike and then quickly moderate with symptoms much weaker than previous variants. Economic activity could bounce back rapidly. So that's what they're looking at, is the economic activity could bounce back rapidly. So the fact that this Omicron variant could be less severe than the previous variants, this should allow everybody to, in theory, get back to normal faster. And that is a good positive outlook for the economy. And so the Fed is, again, they're kind of telegraphing things to get the lenders to factor into their pricing and their interest rates future activity. And mortgage rates follow the yield of the 10-year Treasury. So again, these are all things that we watch when we're trying to figure out what's going on with the market. Check out my video from the other day about the inventory in Los Angeles. We're at six weeks of inventory in Los Angeles. And if we're looking at Burbank, 2 weeks. 2 weeks of inventory in Burbank. I mean, we have a super tight market. So even with this movement in interest rates, I don't think that's going to have a lot of buyer pullback in most of these areas because there's so little inventory. So what do we see? I mean, when we have interest rates rise, in theory, we have a smaller pool of buyers, right? So as prices rise and interest rates rise, that is a double constraint on the pool of buyers. So I think this is going to, basically keep driving prices up. I know that sounds counterintuitive when you have fewer buyers, but you have so few properties that they're chasing that they're all going to be desperate to get that property. And I think you're going to have a return to the bidding wars in the first half of the year. Now the Barry Habib video, it'll be linked on my blog page, homesbybaldwin.com. Check it out. It's about a 24 minute video talking about Barry Habib's forecast for real estate in 2022. Definitely worth checking out. What Barry was saying is that in the first half of the year, you're going to see interest rates go up, and then in the second half of the year, you're going to see them come back down. So we'll see. This is going to be real interesting. I don't think anybody anticipated rates spiking this quickly. Um, but I think that's because when the Fed telegraphed this, everybody kind of accelerated their timeline of what was going on. So I think this is all in line with what Barry Habib was saying, just maybe a little faster to get the rates to. I mean, we were that Barry Habib video. Barry was saying basically he thought 3.75% interest rate by mid-year, but we may be there by the end of the first quarter potentially. So we'll see. We have to keep watching. The other thing I want to touch on today is just it's real brief. I'm still learning about it. I don't own any crypto, but I've been kind of watching the crypto market because people have been saying, that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is a good hedge against inflation. I I am still learning about it. My question is with all this volatility, we've seen it. Now the price right now is at 41,703.47. So call that, just under 42,000 per Bitcoin. But just a month or two ago, this was at almost 69,000. So I've been watching this, trying to learn about it. I've got a neighbor who's really into crypto that he's given me a little bit of education. But it's definitely something that when I'm looking for a hedge against inflation, and that's why people buy gold, they buy silver, they buy real estate, and Bitcoin was thought to be in that same kind of animal of physical assets or stores of value that you can use as a hedge against inflation. And I just don't know. I'm learning about this, and with crypto and Bitcoin being so volatile, I just don't know if it is as secure a hedge against inflation as real estate. Now, I'm a realtor. I'm biased toward real estate. I think real estate is your best hedge against inflation because, one, they don't make more land. I mean, I think that's it. They don't make more land. So buy land, buy property. It's a finite resource. Bitcoin, in theory, is a finite resource. They're only going to make 21 million Bitcoins or something. But as I said, it's so volatile. I don't know enough about it. Is it a good store of value, say, like real estate or gold historically have been? I don't know. I'm still learning more about it. Would love to hear from you. Give me a call, 213-973-3777. Maybe one of you can give me an education on crypto. As I said, I'm still learning about it. It's fascinating. And potentially just got another email. So potentially this is a great store of value. I'm just looking at this sort of volatility going, I don't know. But with real estate, I know real estate. They don't make more land. You can always rent out a property, even if, and either make a cash flow off of it or, appreciate through time. So, as I said, I'm a big believer in building that real estate empire. So if you want to build your real estate empire, give me a call, 213-973-3777. We can have a buyer or seller consult and talk about your strategy for hedging against inflation, if that's what you're looking at, or we did a great seminar on how to have tenants effectively pay for your kids' college fund. So this is there's a lot of really good investing in real estate, and as I said, it's a great hedge against inflation. So give me a call. I'm John Baldwin with John Hart Real Estate, 213-973-3777, and let's get your house sold.